What is oogenesis? Give a brief account of oogenesis. Now here we will be studying the process of oogenesis and its the various steps in it. Now the word oogenesis represents the formation of a mature ovum from the oogonia in females. Now ovum is the female gamete which is also called as egg, and oogonia is the cell which gives rises to the egg, which is also called as egg mother cell. Now this process where the egg mother cell or the oogonium, which is diploid in nature, undergoes a meiotic division giving rise to an haploid ovum. Now the entire process is called as oogenesis. Now this process occurs in the primary reproductive organ in females, which is called ovaries. So it occurs in both the ovaries, and a part of this process occurs during the prenatal development, that is before birth, and then the process stops. It enters into a dormant phase where there would be no further activity, and then again the process resumes after puberty under the influence of many hormones. So here we can see a part of these process is occurring before birth, and the remaining part will start after puberty. That is when a person reaches the puberty stage. Now during oogenesis, the diploid oogonium or egg mother cell increase in size and gets transformed into a diploid primary oocyte. Now this entire process we can divide into three phases. One is multiplication phase, growth phase, and maturation phase. In multiplication phase, the oogonium, which is diploid in nature, will undergo many mitotic division, giving rise to more number of oogonium cells, and then they enter into a growth phase where the cell increases in its size. So here we can see the first, so mitosis giving rise to many oogonium, then each cell will increase in its size and they enter, now that particular stage is called as primary oocyte. And when it enters, when a primary oocyte is formed, it enters into maturation phase where the primary oocyte will undergo a cell division, that is meiotic division. But it will not complete the meiotic division. So it just enters into the meiotic phase where the growth is arrested during the prophase 1. So all this part, multiplication, growth, maturation. So maturation has just initiated. It will stop at the prophase 1 stage. Now these events, so far events is occurring in the prenatal stage during the development, and they all occur in the organ called ovaries. Now after puberty, so when a person reaches the puberty, under the influence of hormones like follicle stimulating hormones and growth hormones, the further division of the meiotic divisions will resume. When the meiotic division resumes, now this primary oocyte completes its first meiotic division, giving rise to two unequal size cells. So here we can observe there is one larger cell, the other one is smaller in size, but both are haploid in nature. So this is the first, it has just completed its first meiotic division, which is a reductional division. The chromosome is reduced from diploid to haploid. But there is some difference. There is a difference in the size of the cell. There is one cell which is bigger in size because it has received a maximum number of cytoplasm, and this cell is called a secondary oocyte. With a smaller cell with little cytoplasm and with haploid number of chromosome, now this cell is called as polar body, which may not develop further. It may get degenerated. So here we have just formed, it has one functional secondary oocyte has been formed. Now the secondary oocyte will complete its second meiotic division. Now the second meiotic division will occur only if the sperm enters into the secondary oocyte. So here we can see, now this is the secondary oocyte, and if the sperm penetrates into the secondary oocyte, that is after, now at this stage ovulation occurs. Now the secondary oocyte will be released from the ovary. It enters into the fallopian tube. Now if there is a sperm, the sperm enters into the secondary oocyte, which initiates the further completion of the meiosis. The second meiotic division would be completed, and we get again two unequal size cell, that is ovum and the second polar body. Now here also the polar body would be smaller in size with little or no cytoplasm. The larger sized cell, which is called as egg, with maximum cytoplasm and haploid set of chromosome. Now this egg cell gets fertilized with the sperm and forms a zygote, and at the same time the first polar body which was present, now it also completes its second meiotic division, giving rise to two more polar bodies. So at the end of oogenesis there would be 3 polar bodies and 1 egg cell. So there are 3 polar bodies and 1 haploid ovum or the egg.